Ooh, look at her shoot through the snow. This is a lot of full throttle use. Hello folks, welcome to Netcruzer RC. We are going to do an RC bash today with the ARRMA Big Rock 3S BLX out in the snow, and it's going to be mostly a camera test. So you can see here by the reflection in the window that I have a point and shoot camera via a weird little tripod loop thing. This is the mount that I was using. This is a Joby action clamp with a gorilla arm attachment just to give me a little bit more flexibility, because this camera has an articulating flip screen and some other features that some of my other ones don't have. So the Sony ZV-1. It's got the same sensor as the RX100. It's a 1-inch sensor. It's actually a really fancy, nice camera. It takes excellent pictures and has really nice depth of field and other features. I'm just not sure that it's going to be ideal for my usage. I'm going to play around with this a bit more. I'm not sure it's worth the cost of this. We're going to try this camera inverted and right side up, different methods. We're just going to see what is the quality like and how does it compare to what I've been using lately, which is a GoPro. Articulating flip screen. I don't know. We're going to see how this works out with it being upside down. I just want to see, does this Sony ZV-1 work for this type of a scenario, or is it only going to be good for inside studio type shoots? We're also going to test out Zeiss 3S hard pack IC5 connector. I really like this battery because of the way that the leads come out, where it's got that nice little slit in it offside, so that if you have a top clamp or Velcro leads, nothing gets in the way. It's nice. You can tuck all this stuff away when you're putting it in the chassis. 5,000 milliamp hour, 50C. Okay, we're going to try and get these batteries connected in here one-handed. Just going to Velcro strap that in. One thing about this camera is that its focal range is around 27 millimeters at the wide end. It's not quite wide enough. I'm used to a lot wider view. Also, interesting thing is that I think it's not picking up or focusing very well because it's upside down. If I was to actually hold the camera right side up, then it's going to lock onto my face, backlight portrait. Yeah, but when it's upside down, it doesn't know. It doesn't necessarily know what this is. Okay. See, it's not exposing for my face upside down. Turn it right side up and it'll expose for my face. Yeah, alright. That's already a downside. I can't run the camera upside down. Okay, let's go with the Big Rock. We've got it powered up on the Zeiss 3S. We're going to test out this new camera system. Get maybe a little bit better quality. Full throttle. That's a lot of full throttle usage. Yeah, so mostly this is going to be a test to see, does this camera make any sense at all to do this? I don't think it is. Not for this use case, because its field of view is too tight. This is zoomed all the way out. This is zoomed all the way in. I mean, that's pretty cool, except for I can't keep it in frame at all for that. Yeah, so I have to be zoomed out the whole time. Ooh, there's a good one. Really, I think this camera is going to be more useful for studio. The problem with that is that I already have a nice studio camera, so I can't really justify the cost of this if I can't use it for RC running. And it's to the point where it's so expensive. This is almost $1,000 Canadian camera. It's $700, $800 US. It doesn't make sense to use it in scenarios where it's going to get hit. hope I got that on video. Ever since the GoPro 7, where they added the stabilization and all that extra good stuff, you don't have to have a camera anymore to make it look decent. Also, phones. Phones are a big deal. The next thing I'm going to be trying is a new Samsung phone and seeing if that would work for RC running as well. Chew, chew, chew. Dig a hole. Oh, I stopped. I had momentum and then I stopped. The other thing is that we are in an emergency stay-at-home order, so I'm supposed to stay home and not really be doing anything other than working from home. So I shouldn't be traveling around to do too many things. Ooh, look at it chew through the snow. This is a lot of full throttle use. Oh. This is almost full throttle the whole time. That's a good way to hurt your lipo. I'm going to let off a little bit, make a little bit of a track. Whoa. But as soon as I let momentum go, then I get stuck. Winter life. It's hard making new tracks. Down 3/4 throttle. Uphill. The other thing is I'm also shooting in 1080p because if you shoot in 4K, you lose wide view, so you don't get as wide of a view, as well as you can't do the AI subject tracking. I don't think I'm getting any of that stuff right now because I'm holding the camera upside down. That's the other thing. If I held the camera upright, then the quality of the camera would get immediately better. I've now oriented the camera so that I can actually see what I'm doing. And the camera is right side up, so it should be better footage. Good digging though. It's still a bit of a pain in the butt. You get a slightly better image than you would with a GoPro, and maybe a slightly better image than you would with a phone, but you wouldn't get as good a stabilization as you would with a phone. A modern phone, like a phone from the last 2 years, they're amazing now. So I'm not sure this makes sense, but this camera, Sony ZV-1, has really good audio. I'm curious to test the audio out as well. It should be really good sound, and you can use it as a webcam. If I can find out a use case where I could do like an overhead view, webcam view, I might keep this camera, but it's on the chopping block right now just because of its cost versus the other equipment that I have and what I can do. This was just an excuse for me to get out and run an RC. Try and get it out some open run. Oh, it's still, oh, there's low voltage. There's low voltage, because that was a lot of full throttle use. And then here's the zoom range. I'm gonna zoom in. That's the end of the optical length zoom. And now here's digital zoom. That's fully digitally zoomed in. And here's zooming all the way out. So that's one advantage that I have with a real camera versus a phone, but I also just ordered a phone that has optical zoom or triple camera array. One of them is a 3x optical zoom. We'll try it out. Oh, it's heavy. It's so heavy with all that snow on it. Here's how much snow got under the hood. I was after kicking it a little bit. Also, runtime is going to be prematurely short because I've had to use so much full throttle in order to plow my way through all of this wet, heavy snow. But I have no problem with recommending these batteries. Zeiss 3S Hardcase, really good batteries. These lower end ARRMAs do not have any of the Spectrum Smart stuff anyway, so there's no advantage to getting the smart battery. I would rather have this for legacy support. So, yeah. 3S Hardpack 5000 I ran for maybe 8 or so minutes. I haven't looked at the footage yet, but that was mostly full throttle running. And I'm going to just check its LiPo status with this smart LiPo checker. This one's a little bit more advanced. This one does a bunch of different stuff. You can program smart batteries, the Spectrum system. You can check the balance on any battery that's a LiPo. You can USB charge. It's got a servo tester and centerer. It does a bunch of different stuff. So let me power this up and we'll just check the per cell voltage on this. So it looks like, I mean, we got a false low voltage protection because I was running it full out in the snow under load. But then when you let it off, then we're actually in a pretty good storage state. They're all at 3.74 volts per cell. That's pretty much ideal just to let it sit. So yeah, this is the Smart XBC 100 Smart Checker. It does a bunch of other functions, but you don't need one this fancy for doing just LiPo testing. There's basic LiPo cell checkers, but this one does a bunch of different stuff that it's just cool to have. I like tech things, if you couldn't tell. I mentioned this before, but one of the really nice things about the Big Rock is that the tires are vented by the factory. If I can find one of the holes, there's one right there. So after wet running, focus please. So yeah, after wet running, you can let all the moisture fling out of the tire by just running it up. And then any moisture that got in here will be able to fling its way out. I love that. You should do that for all your RCs that you plan to bash in wet conditions with. Vent the tires. This will probably be the one and only test where I do an actual bash run with this camera. It's much better for vlogging, but even for vlogging, I'm fully outreached. Far out is my, oh, that's fully outreached. And then my hand is a little bit further holding onto the transmitter in the camera. I wish it was a little bit of a wider field of view. I know this is more of a camera thing than a car thing, but that's what we're testing is cameras for RC running, see what's a good one. Anyway, that's it. Sony ZV-1, first test, outdoor RC bash. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you're new on here, subscribe. If you want to talk to me, leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching. I'm probably going to do a similar one of these with the Samsung Galaxy S20 Fan Edition 5G phone. That's a mouthful. I also have an iPhone XR, and then mostly all of my other bash footage that I've done over the past 2 years has been all GoPro. And before that, it was point and shoot cameras like this, but smaller and easier to manage. Just trying to see what works best in 2021. All right guys, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.